Spartan fans, it's time for some partial fraction decomposition. This is the only section in chapter 11 that we are going to cover. So this is it. Okay, so what does this mean? If you have some fraction, 3x over the quantity x plus 2, quantity x minus 4. We're going to work backwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, well, this is equal to some value a over x plus 2 plus some value b over x minus 4. So this would have been the problem that you were initially given. You would have been given, 3 over x plus 2 plus 25 over x minus 4. You would find the common denominator, which is x plus 2, x minus 4, and you would simplify. Well, now I'm telling you, this is the simplified answer. Work backwards and tell me the fractions that you started with. Okay, well, what would you do? You would say 3x over x plus 2x minus 4, just rewriting the left, is equal to, and you would find the common denominator, which is x plus 2, x minus 4, and you would say this is a times x minus 4 plus b times x plus 2, converting this to a common denominator, over x plus 2, x minus 4. This is where those of you who do voodoo math with fractions, this might come back and be a little bit more difficult for you. The common denominator, x plus 2, x minus 4, multiply the first fraction by x minus 4, multiply the second fraction by x plus 2. Okay, if you remember from logs, if you remember from exponentials, in this case, the denominators are the same, therefore the numerators must be the same. So I'm going to have 3x. I'm not canceling out anything. Property, denominator's the same, numerator's the same. And I'm going to distribute and get ax minus 4a plus bx plus 2b. Let's group the x's and do some factoring. So this is 3x. I'll show all the steps. Just going to rewrite the order here. Ax plus bx minus 4a plus 2b. Factor out an x from the first two terms. So this is x times the quantity a plus b. If you want to factor out a -2, you can. It's not necessary, and you'll see why in a minute. Feel free to factor out a -2 from that, but you don't need to. You don't need to. Ha, ha, ha. Okay, and this equals 3x. I'm going to rewrite this as 3x plus 0, and you'll see why I want to do that. The coefficient on x needs to be 3. Well, right now, the coefficient on x is a plus b. So I'm going to set up a system of equations. Coefficient is 3. Coefficient is a plus b. Therefore, a plus b must equal 3. My constant is going to be -4a plus 2b. And in this case, my constant is 0. Let's solve. So let's say that 2b is equal to 4a. So b is equal to 2a. Substitute. If b is 2a, you have a plus 2a. I'm simply solving a system of equations. A is 1. The 0 came from here. I'm not adding a constant, but I need to put the 0 in so I can solve my system of equations. A is 1, therefore b is 2. So 3x over quantity x plus 2, x minus 4 is equal to a, which is 1 over x plus 2, plus b, which is 2 over x minus 4. And you know what? You can always check your work. You can always check your work. I'm going to check. This is x minus 4 times 1 plus 2 times x plus 2. And that is indeed 3x. Okay. Let's do one that's a little bit more involved. Partial fraction decomposition is going to become important in calculus when you start doing integration of quadratics. Doesn't that sound fun? Okay. X squared minus 11x minus 18 over x times the quantity x squared plus 3x plus 3. So again, I want to break this down into two fractions. Okay, so let's look at our factors in the denominator first of all. This is going to be equal to something over x plus something else. They might be the same, who knows? I doubt it. For x squared plus 3x plus 3. In the previous example, it didn't really matter where a and b was, because when you did the common denominator and then you end up distributing, you'd end up getting the same answer regardless. So if you switched a and b, when you solved, a and b would be switched. This is a little bit more involved. Okay, so the constant linear term, the constant, which is going to be a, just like I did above, is going to go with the linear term x. And here I have a quadratic in my denominator. I'm going to label that as bx. And I'm going to throw in a c. If you look at a quadratic, ax squared plus bx plus c. So I need an a, a b, and a c. Just requires a little bit more work. So this is going to be x squared minus 11x minus 18. So this is just the generic setup of the problem. Make sure that your constant a goes with the linear, and then your linear goes with the quadratic. Over x squared plus 3x plus 3. Okay. This is going to equal to a x squared plus 3x plus 3 plus x times bx plus c. This is my common denominator, x squared plus 3x plus 3. The first fraction needs to get multiplied by x squared plus 3x plus 3. The second fraction needs to get multiplied by x. Denominators are the same, numerators are the same. So this is going to be x squared minus 11x minus 18. Distribute ax squared plus 3ax plus 3a plus distribute, and then you get bx squared plus cx. Multiply the first fraction by the second denominator, This is common denominators from, I don't even know, algebra 2 maybe even geometry or algebra 1. Let's group our x squareds and factor. So if I group my x squareds, I'm left with a plus b. If I group my x's, factor out an x, and you are left with 3a plus c. And then I have a lowly 3a. My quadratic term, my linear term, and then my constant. Okay, oh, let me rewrite this. The coefficient on x squared is 1. The coefficient on x squared is a plus b. So a plus b equals 1. The coefficient on x is negative 11. The coefficient on x is 3a plus c. And then the constant is 3a. The constant is negative 18. Okay, well, we can figure out what a is. A is negative 6. Plug in here. A is negative 6. So you end up with b is 7. A is negative 6. So that's 3 times negative 6 plus c. That's negative 18. Add, you get 7. It is coincidence that b and c are the same. All right, so let's write our final answer. X squared minus 11x minus 18 over x times the quantity x squared plus 3x plus 3 is equal to a, which we just found out was negative 6, plus bx plus c. B is 7, c is 7 over x squared plus 3x plus 3. Can do a quick check. Negative 6 times x squared plus 3x plus 3 plus x times 7x plus 7. Negative 6x squared positive 7x squared is 1x squared. Minus 18x plus 7x is negative 11x, and then negative 6 times 3. That's partial fraction decomposition.